So you mentioned the January 6th committee,
Yeah.
which is compiling lots of evidence. Your book is out, other books are out. We're getting a clearer and clearer picture of how of all of Donald Trump's efforts to overturn this election, to subvert this election, his support for what happened on January 6th. And I guess the question is, will it matter? You mentioned Mitch McConnell, you mentioned Kevin McCarthy. 60% of Republicans want Donald Trump to run. Does any of this change what's about to happen, which is that Donald Trump may run for president again, and if he does, he'll be the Republican nominee? Does anyone care?
I think that the challenge facing the committee is incredibly high because so much has already been out there. And you mentioned the books. I would also add, the impeachment trial was an incredibly powerful moment. And the fact that you had 7 Republican senators come out and vote guilty, they did so because they were sitting there watching a riveting and chilling replay of what had happened in the very place that they were sitting. And yet, as powerful as it was, it didn't seem to change many Republican minds outside of those senators who had their moment of clarity. But I believe that the January 6th committee has advantages that the impeachment managers did not have. They have, first of all, time to build this case and to build this presentation. They are able to interview witnesses, which obviously the committee wasn't able to do, and so much rides on their ability to win this battle over executive privilege and to have.
Let's say they do. Will it matter? I guess that this immunity to information, the status of truth. Let's say they come up with. They dot every I, they cross every T. More information comes out linking Donald Trump directly. Does that actually make a difference at this point in our politics?
For a good chunk of that 60% that you mentioned who want Donald Trump to run again, who believe the election was stolen, probably nothing matters. But I think that for some, it will matter if it is done if the presentation is compelling, if it is powerful, if it doesn't come across like a Democratic hit job, if it is something like our version of the Army McCarthy hearings. And I do know that they would like to do primetime hearings over the summer.
Mm.
And, if Democrats can kind of help them, when you bring up Bill Barr, the reaction from many Democrats is, "Oh, that guy's as bad as any of them," and I can't believe what he did to Mueller, and he was. But put Bill Barr on the stand and don't attack him for what he did before the election. Have him speak forcefully about how it's all bullshit, as he told me in an on-the-record interview. But do it for the world to see. Barr has credibility with these people. I mean, Trump's been attacking him, but Barr has credibility. Scavino used to say Barr was by far the most popular cabinet member with the base. So put him in prime time on the stage and have him not just say it's bullshit, but explain how he looked into all these allegations and it was bullshit and why it's bullshit. And I think that there will be minds that are changed, maybe not as many in the short term, but it's also about getting the record straight for history. And, it matters.
So I want to ask you what you've been talking about in the last several days, the whole question, again, now looking forward as opposed to looking back, the real dilemma that the media faces covering Trump if he runs again, this challenge